I don't even have it up and running yet. Not that there's anyone crying in the audience. Oh no. Well, I'm not even in the. I'm not in. Let's get in. Come on, folks. Here we go. Ready, go. It's coming to the lapel mic. Live from the Crescent Moon Temple. It's the morning show with your host, Tolinar. Is that right? It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time. Wait, that's the wrong song. There is nobody home. It's time for the morning show, and I almost sang the Muppets. The host, the guest, the audience, it's what I've got to be. There's no one even watching. This all depends on me. But that's nothing unusual. It's just another day. I'm sure that I can do it all if I do it my own way. Okay. Double check Twitch integration. All systems good to go. One last quick mic inspection. Cat's freaking out on me though. Chill out, cat. Pick it up with the conversation. Something that I ought to know. Modern news is too confusing. We're gonna go with something simple like food processing, place and video games, maybe do Minecraft. Hope I'm not insane. The host, the guest, the audience, it's what I've got to be. The cat wants me to open the window. Well, I guess that's fine with me. Here you go now, kitty. It's just another day. If I want to make my life great, I've got to do it my own way. The host, the guest, the audience, it's what I've got to be. The cat is in the window. At least the cat's happy. And that's nothing unusual. The cat likes sitting in the window. And I want to make my life great. I'm gonna have to get some tea though. Oof. Good morning. On the morning show today, we will be discussing the difference between blood and family, maybe. Talk about carrots, that's cool. Let's go back to bed. We'll see. I don't know why I go quiet when it plays this. It just seems like the right thing to do. Like it feels bad to talk over it, you know? I don't know. Today's morning show is brought to you by the letter T and the number 9. And viewers like me. Because brother, I'm it. All right, let's get into it. What do we got here? I need some tea. Where's my dolly? I had some weird dreams last night. Totally funky. Not prophetic funky. I get those sometimes. That was not this. This was a composite. I was basically looking at my brain taking out the trash. Like, nope, we don't need any of that data. That's all gone. Clean that up. Ha ha ha. It's blasting and laughing. Okay. There we go. Today is the first day of February. We are getting very close to the Chinese New Year. It is a full moon. Depending on your quadrant of the world, maybe it's not. But where I live, it is. We are halfway through 8th moon. Now today's topic, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. There we go. Today's topic is family. What family really means. A lot of people are made to associate with folks they don't care for very much. We call that work. Family is when you're willing to put someone else's needs before your own. Wow, that topic came to a head real fast. That's all there is to say about that. Let's see what else I can talk about. I had a tweet yesterday that involves me posting about a burger. It got 600 likes. What the hell is that? I'm talking about the core of philosophy, discussing some of the most important things. What do we got? Burger. Burger is the big... No. It's only a little depressing. I'm trying not to cry my eyes out over here. Doing my best to create the best content that I possibly can. Hey, it's actually working. I have 9 views on my most recent content. Going to double check my playlist this morning. Asheville has 2 stream sets. The super flat listing, which has all of the Asheville videos, including the super flat lava world as I stare off into the void. It's so hard to tell these apart. I'm staring at the ladder in both of them. The full episodes listing includes the VR episodes mixed in. Right. Except they're in the wrong order, so I have to come in here and fix that. Let me see what I got here. It needs to go like so. And like so. There we go. Hey, I think that's traction. Look at that. People are actually watching the show. That's kind of cool. I think that's neat. I think I like that. All right. Well, let's get into the show this morning. I keep checking my notifications now, have a permanent 1 on them. Boy, oh boy. Sure is something. So, let's discuss the second horticulture value of vegetable, that is the carrot. So carrots are good for your vitamin A. They don't cause blood sugar spikes. They're excellent nutrition, extremely nutrient dense, including B6 and antioxidants. They are a pretty fast growing spring-fall crop. They are a biennial. They belong in the parsley family. They have a good yield per square foot. As for problems, carrots' roots are easily disturbed. They need very consistent watering, and they bolt in the heat. On top of all of this, they are super slow starters. The thing to remember when you grow carrots is don't give up. Your carrots didn't come up yet, but they're not dead. Keep clipping those weeds. Take the scissors. You're not a carrot. You're not a carrot. You're not a carrot. Get them out of there. Cut them off. Don't give up. Carrots yield roughly 7 pounds per 10 square foot. If you think of a 10 square foot area as about a 3x3 as big as a person, or a square in any of those farming games like Stardew Valley, that's about 10 square foot. Right. Carrots yield about 7 pounds per 10 square feet. A serving is roughly 0.4 pounds. So depending on your desire for carrots, weekly consumption for occasional versus constant use is between 0.4 and 2 pounds a week. They can keep for 2 months in the fridge. If you blanch them, you can freeze them and they'll keep for the year. Which means it is possible to perform a canning run on carrots and get a whole bunch of nice blanched carrots. And then they will retain their color and quality even when frozen. Nice. You can expect to plant a block in January, then again in March, and then in August, September for the last block, where you get what you need for the remainder of the year. Carrots are a cool weather crop. Despite this, they actually have a surprisingly high GDD of about 40. They really get going around 50, but they won't grow at all below 40. After 3 long weeks of the seed just sitting quietly and doing nothing, it will finally germinate. Don't think that this is when you will see your seedlings, though. No. You will see nondescript little things poking out at this point. You will only see true leaves and be able to recognize carrots as present around week 5. Try not to panic. Don't worry, your carrots are coming. They're not dead, they're not gone. Just be patient. They'll show up soon. You get some sugar in my tea. There we go. Now, come around here. Okay. GDD for carrots is about 550, starting at 50 degrees. Generation, for 3 weeks, it has to be 40 degrees for the carrots to come up out of the ground. If it's not 40 degrees, then that day doesn't count for the carrots' 3-week germination. So if it gets cold, you're not going to see any progress. Be ready for that. Max temperature for carrots is 75 degrees. If it gets above 75, your carrots are going to stagnate. If it gets above 80, your carrots will take damage. They will become bitter and woody and possibly split. Because of this, in my current climate, there are 2 main carrot growing seasons. January to March is one good time to get them in the ground. August, September the other for fall-winter planting. The GDD, like I mentioned, is 550. Carrots require extremely consistent watering. If you water your carrots inconsistently, they will suffer from problems. They will split in an attempt to find water. They will do a lot of things. They'll get a little weird trying to do what they do, trying to wiggle their way into some decent hydration. The best thing you can do for your carrot quality is to ensure that they are getting proper water. Okay. Setting my tea up this morning, as usual. Now, where's my vitamin D pill? I'm gonna need one of those today. Oof. Okay. All of our neighbors are freezing their tails off. We're sitting pretty over here. Very good. Carrots require 4 to 8 hours of light. They can work with partial shade, but they're going to grow slower if they do. Ideally, they want full sun, which is 6 to 8. They want to get a good heavy dose of strong sunlight. The pH for a carrot is 5.5 to 7, ideally 6 to 6.5, otherwise they can contract diseases. An acre of carrots will consume around 75 to maybe 150 in nitrogen, 150 pounds nitrogen. 75 is the better target to go with. 50 to 150 pounds phosphorus, and 100 to 350 pounds potassium. Potassium is the big drain. You need to control your nitrogen. Be cautious. Don't add nitrogen unless you're sure your plant is short on nitrogen. Nitrogen causes carrots to get hairy. and makes them unpleasant. Ideally, you want to not use any nitrogen on carrots that are 40 days to harvest. So if you have to boost your soil's nitrogen because there's just none, do it beforehand, like a couple weeks beforehand. Ideally, you want to do it last year. The most crucial thing for carrots is the soil must be loose, sandy, or crumbly, with excellent drainage, with no rocks. You see, carrots are a root crop that tends to grow straight down. So if there's anything in the way, you're about to have a disfigured carrot. All it takes is one lump of clay that won't get out of the road, and now you have a forked carrot instead of an ordinary carrot. One forked carrot is cute, but when all your carrots are misshapen and lumpy, you wonder what you've done wrong. Well, you didn't provide it with the right soil. That's what you did wrong. Also, you want to have your carrots thinned at an early age. Okay, I'll explain that in a minute. But basically, you should till the soil, remove excess rocks, add organic material if you want to ensure that it is loose, drains well, and can retain some water in terms of doesn't immediately go dry. If it does immediately go dry, you may want to consider adding something like grip tape or soaker hose to ensure the carrots do not dry out. There's nothing wrong with using sand. It can produce excellent quality carrots if you can provide excellent quality water. Carrots suffer from a severe loss risk to weeds within the first 30 days. This is because it takes 5 weeks for carrots to come out of the ground and get started, which means if the bed becomes overrun with weeds, you have lost your carrots. Ideally, the soil, like I said, should be prepared ahead of time. That includes staling the soil. Set it up, let it sit, let it stale, cut it off or burn it off, and do it again. Once the soil is loose with very few weeds in it, it's time to get going. Making a raised bed is ideal for carrots. They love those. So you stale the bed. Carrots cannot compete, and when you pull weeds from them, they're harmed, so use scissors. This is the same thing when thinning. When you thin carrots, cut them off. Don't pull them because pulling carrots disturbs the soil. There is an exception, which is a special one, and that's radishes. We'll come to that, okay? There are average pest problems for carrots. They can deal with slugs and things. If you're getting flies and stuff on your carrots, or you're dealing with lots and lots of pests, you can try row covers, or if you're getting rodents that are eating your carrot tops, try mesh. That might keep them back also. In order to keep disease under control, you need to rotate your carrot soil 3 to 5 years and ensure you have very good drainage and harvest them in a timely manner. Carrots that sit in water for far too long, or beds that have been around for 6+ years, are prone to disease. As long as you manage it like this, you won't have an issue. Maybe most importantly, your carrots need to be thinned. When your carrots are about 1 inch tall, your carrots need to be planted about 1 inch apart from each other. This needs to be thinned to 2 to 3 inches once the true leaves of the carrots emerge, i.e. when they look like carrots. As soon as you can tell where the carrots are, cut them off at the soil level using snips. Don't pull them. You want to thin early and consistently to avoid stunting your plants. Make sure they've got lots of room to grow, and that's how you get the big carrots. Don't stand on that book, you awful cats, like, no attention for me. Out of the way. So, proper companions: onions, leeks, chives, lettuce, and most importantly, radishes. Radishes come up out of the soil very quickly, and pulling radishes in a timely manner will loosen the soil, making it easier for carrots to get started. There's a lot of anecdotal evidence that says that radishes are the ideal partner plant for carrots. They can help identify where the carrots are, provide some support while they're growing, and then pulling the radishes should loosen the soil for the carrots, in theory. You want to avoid growing dill, growing fennel, or growing parsnip because they are conflict plants, and don't grow celery. It needs too much water and it'll take it from the carrots and the carrots will suffer. We're talking right next door. If you want to grow it in a different row, knock yourself out, but don't grow it too close to your carrots. The cat is sitting expectantly by the empty food bowl as though I hadn't filled it only 20 minutes earlier. Let's grow carrots. Oh, seeds, almost forgot. Carrots are biennials. This means that you won't get seeds the first year, no matter what. Instead, the carrots will overwinter, and that's how you get them. First, if you want to grow carrots, keep in mind whether you are trying to grow a pure blood or landrace. Carrots need to be separated 800 feet if you want to maintain purity, or much further if possible. And you have to be cautious about Queen Anne's lace and wild carrots. These crossbreeds can make your carrots woody and inedible if it happens. So keep an eye out for that. Now then, let's grow carrots. First, your carrots should be planted just 1/4 inch deep. It's okay if there's a little bit of light on the seeds. Carrots should be spaced 1 inch to 3 inches apart. The seeds are small. Some people use pelleting to get it right. You can use the cornstarch trick. There's a lot of things you can do to evenly space. You want to keep the soil moist for at least 3 weeks. One of the things you can do is to maintain row covers, such as planks over the top of it, or soil, fabric, bricks, whatever you've got on hand to keep the soil wet for 3 weeks while your carrot seeds slowly germinate. Now, 3 to 5 weeks before the last frost is a good time to get your carrot seeds down. Now, as for alternate growing methods, you should never, ever transplant carrots. Carrots are delicate roots plants that are easily disturbed. You will stunt their growth if you attempt to transplant them. You can grow them indoors fine. They'll grow in pots okay. Raised beds are ideal for carrots. They love raised beds. Direct sowing works out great. Greenhouse carrots can be okay if you're very careful about their water level and don't let them get hot. Carrots take 3 weeks to emerge. They are a slow plant to get out of the ground, and you won't see true leaves until 5 weeks. So strap in. It's going to take a while before your carrots even show up. Once your carrots put on their true leaves at 5 weeks, it's time to thin them with the snips to 3 inches apart. Carrot roots are very easily stunted. Don't ever transplant, thin by cutting the tops. While you're germinating, a row cover can reduce dry soil and seed theft as well. If you've got birds and things that are probable in your area, you may want to use a row cover. Rather than feeding your carrots in order to produce better carrots, focus on very consistent watering. Nutrient spikes are actually bad for the carrots, leading to hairy carrots and other things. When your carrots are 70 to 80 days and the shoulders are peaking above the ground, and the carrot is roughly 1 inch in diameter, it's about ready for harvest. Taking your carrots early will produce sweet little carrots that are delicious, but you won't get a full yield. You need to watch the temperature. If the heat happens, your carrots will bolt or overgrow. getting woody, nasty, and difficult to eat. Now, let's say we're going for our seed carrots. First off, select the best. Try to pick out the biggest and healthiest carrots from your set. Mulch 6 to 12 inches, and then thin to help select. In the second year, let the carrots keep growing. They will put on seed, and then they'll be ready to go. Again, at this point, you can cull anything that looks like it won't produce the world's best seeds. If you want to landrace carrots, make sure you plant several open pollinator varieties and watch out for Queen Land's lace. If you want the tastier carrots for selection, you can cut the bottoms of the roots and replant them once they're big, stable carrots. They'll tough that. Remember to move the race every 3 years. If you decide to do some sequence growing on the carrots and just leave a couple from each one of your growing patterns, you're going to have to upend everything every 3 to 5 years to make for a new race. Otherwise, you'll start to get disease. Biennial carrots produce a lot of nice pollen, which are well loved, and they're easy to grow. Carrots are a relatively trouble-free crop as long as you do a good job of watering them and you don't leave them in the soil too long. Although carrots can hang out all year theoretically in the soil, this will produce woody and tough carrots that most people don't like eating. If you happen to be a gardener and you don't mind such things, these carrots actually pick up extra nutrition. Despite being difficult to consume, they are better for you. So, if you don't mind leaving a few gardener's carrots in the dirt over the summer, you can produce some very healthy, if tough, snacks for you to munch on as you make your way around the garden. Keep in mind, though, that it is absolutely and perfectly appropriate to have your carrots at exactly the right times. A spring and fall crop. Carrots are quick growing and cool, but they get a slow start. They're usually done inside 2.5 months, rarely stretching on. They can tough the cold, and a light frost will actually sweeten them up. But heat is bad news. If it looks like your garden is going to get super hot, you may need to pull your carrots early to protect what you've got. You may end up pulling baby carrots. It goes without saying, but carrots should be washed because they are a root crop before you eat them. Although if you don't mind eating a little bit of soil, there's nothing wrong with munching on one while you're doing your gardening work. Generally speaking, carrots are excellent for your eyes, excellent for your energy exchange systems. They are nice, slow digesters and nice, fast growers. Their only troublesome aspect is, if you're an inconsistent waterer, you will never get good results. You must water like clockwork and watch the soil drainage levels. As long as the soil is nice and damp and you tend to your carrots every day, in 2.5 months, you will have a thick bounty. Carrots are very frequently planted in rows. You can absolutely plant a 3x3 box as long as you do a good job of spacing your carrots. If you overcrowd, then your carrots are going to underperform. Remember to weed, weed, weed. Don't stop. Clip those weeds. You're not a carrot. Cut them off. Don't give up. Your carrots will be along soon. 7 pounds for 10 square feet. It's a good amount. It really is. Speaking, assuming that you are using carrots aggressively, if you just want occasional carrots, 1 10 square foot square, 1 square, is enough for a full year or even a half a year of carrots. If you're willing to put time into blanching them, they'll keep for a year. The maximum amount of carrots you're probably ever going to want to use up will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 pounds. That will be enough to feed one person for a year. You will get that from 15 squares of carrots. 15 squares of carrots will allow you to eat carrots every single day for an entire year. It'll yield somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 times 15. 98, somewhere around 98 pounds. It should be a good amount. Should be a good amount. A convenient way to grow these, so you're not using up so much space, is to grow them in blocks. Start by putting down 1 or 2 blocks of carrots in January. Then you want to put down somewhere like 4 or 5 blocks of carrots in maybe 6 blocks of carrots in March, and then another 6 blocks in August. You've got 2, 6, and 6. That should take care of your carrot needs. Maybe 3, 6, and 6. So you warm up the soil, getting some basic carrots in January. These carrots are going to be slow to go because anytime temperature drops too low, you're not going to get any results. But it's so rewarding to grow early carrots and have them to eat while you're doing the rest of the garden work. In March, while you're working on your garden, you now have carrots to eat. That can give you the power to plant more carrots and get out there and do the job. Sure makes winter planting worthwhile. So yeah, you want to plant about 6 blocks out in March and another 6 in August for maximum use. If you don't need it, just plant 1 in March and 1 in August, and you will have carrots all year round. They'll keep 2 months in the fridge, provided you put them in the vegetable crisper and you keep them away from things that provide maturing gases like apples. Or take a food processing day, blanch, and slice them up the way you like them. They'll keep for 12 months in the freezer. It sounds appealing, doesn't it? I get it appealing carrot. No, never mind. Okay. It's fun talking about vegetables like this. Pretty fun, yeah. No chat messages today, I see. Not a whole lot going on in the universe. It's fine. Well, I meant to talk a whole lot about how the people you care about can be different from family. And the truth of blood versus family is complicated, but really, it's as simple as saying that the person that you're willing to put their health and needs before your own, that you can consider family. That's a very clean definition of love. And family looks out for family, and that's what it is. It's not complicated. In fact, it's so natural that almost everybody gets it without even having to explain it. Sometimes you have family that just adopts you out of nowhere. Sometimes family is someone you've known your entire life. You can have people who have really serious problems who happen to be blood, and you have to accept it. These are people you can't rely on, but you feel connected to. And then there are the folks you can rely on, the ones that you're proud to call family. And you have that, and that's what that is. And it's simple, so I don't need to talk about it. I think that's going to wrap up the morning show, actually. Since we've discussed the carrot and the potato, I think I might do an early morning VR Minecraft stream. Let's go jump into the world, shall we? I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Let's get queued up.